Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty World at War Custom Zombies. This week's episode of Dear Nero, which of course is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in fan mail and or fan questions, and I must go and answer them. This week's episode is a very monumental episode for a lot of reasons. The first reason being, this is actually the 150th episode of Dear Nero. 150, that's a lot if you consider the fact this is a weekly series, right? It's a weekly series. It's not like, you know, I do this every other day, every couple days. I don't even do this multiple times a week. Nothing like that. It's once a week, and we've done this for 150 weeks now. That's pretty insane to me. As well as Dear Nero itself, it has a birthday coming up. Did you guys know the first ever episode of Dear Nero, the very first one, was uploaded on July 4th of 2012. So in about 3 days, it will turn 3 years old, which is pretty cool. The series itself is about to be 3 years old. How insane is that? The very first episode of Dear Nero. I believe I'm actually going to go ahead and open this just because it's very unprofessional, but I'm still going to go ahead and do it and find it, because what we're going to be doing with this episode is it's going to be a very laid-back episode. We're just going to be taking our time with it. I don't care how long the video goes on. We're just going to go ahead and have a nice relaxed episode of Dear Nero here. So I found the very first episode of Dear Nero. It currently has maybe 8,000 views, which actually was pretty good for me for something that old. But yeah, the very first episode was about 20 minutes long, and the gameplay was actually Minecraft for the Xbox 360, because Minecraft for the Xbox 360 was new at the time, and we really enjoyed playing it. I had this world, and I was like the main guy, I suppose, for that, where all my friends would end up joining, and they would all join my world, and we all put our it seems weird to think about. Like it was my world, but at the same time, like everyone wanted to put their time and effort into my world rather than their own worlds. Like we all went there and we all built stuff in my world so we could all, you know, play together and stuff. And that was the gameplay. It was just my friend, I think it was my friend Nick and I, we were just like playing Minecraft on the 360, and we were just like exploring and stuff. Like that's all we ended up doing. So we just ran around and did that, and that was the gameplay. And that was, again, almost 3 years ago when that video went up, which is pretty insane. As well, NerosCinema itself, this YouTube channel, turns 4 years old tomorrow, right? 4 years old. It was actually on July 2nd of 2011 when I initially made NerosCinema. I made my YouTube channel, right? It's going to turn 4 years old tomorrow. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. So NerosCinema is going to have a birthday. Dear Nero is going to have its 3rd birthday in a couple of days, as well as this episode right now is actually the 150th episode of Dear Nero. That's all pretty insane to me. There's lots of stuff going on with this episode. It's just so many milestones are being hit here within like next couple of days or so. It's pretty insane to me. It's pretty insane to me. So what we're going to be doing with this video is it's going to be Dear Nero like usual, the weekly Q&A where you guys send me in fan mail and questions, but we're going to take it slow. We're just going to relax with it, and yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoy it. It may be a very long episode. I really don't know. I'm not going to try and, you know, speed through the questions. I'm not going to try and get as many answers as humanly possible. I'm not going to try and confine it to a, 25 to 30 minute long video. If it's an hour long, I don't care. If it's 45 minutes long, I don't care. If it's, 30 minutes long, who knows? We'll see how long it takes me to get through these questions, because you guys submitted a lot of awesome questions for this week's episode of Dear Nero. We're going to start here with the first one. He's going to write, Dear Nero, do you have anything special planned for your channel on July 2nd, considering it's your channel's birthday? Also, it is my birthday, and I remember the Treyarch zombie map Buried came out on that day for Black Ops 2. Fisher from Washington. So first and foremost, Fisher, happy birthday, man. Maybe even, Fisher will not see this video until tomorrow when it's actually on his birthday. That'd be pretty cool. But happy birthday to you, Fisher. Do you have anything special planned for my channel going on July 2nd? It turns 4 years old. I don't. I actually think, all things considered, I'm just not going to do anything in terms of video at all. I don't think I'm going to be uploading anything tomorrow. I think we're just going to kind of, it sounds weird being a YouTuber, but I think I'm just going to take the day off and just kind of reflect, maybe watch some old videos and just relax with it, because the channel itself is turning 4 years old. And it's insane, man. It's insane thinking back to initially making NerosCinema, which was a backup channel originally to a different channel that I had, and the first couple videos posting up some of the original Black Ops back when that game was actually out in its prime, and preparing for Modern Warfare 3, getting all hyped up for that before that game came out, and making videos of that. I remember some of the earliest videos here on my channel. Let's see, I posted up Battlefield 3 because that was new at the time. I posted up Call of Duty Black Ops 1, the original one, because that was the current Call of Duty at the time and the game I was playing the most of. I remember, was it Gears of War 3? Was that that was one of the recent Gears of War games that came out, and that was always terrible, Gears of War. And I mainly like Gears of War for the campaign. I think a lot of people are like that as well. I think a lot of people like Gears for the single player as compared to really anything else. The multiplayer can be fun, but it's just that idea of like hiding behind walls and stuff like that in third person, and the rolling. And I just didn't like the way the multiplayer is set up. I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the campaign, as well as the co-op. I believe there's some videos of us doing a lot of co-op stuff on Gears of War 3. That was some of the earliest videos we posted up here on the channel. But of course, the big thing, when Modern Warfare 3 came out, I ended up posting up a lot of Modern Warfare 3, and for whatever reason my videos ended up gaining a lot of attention. I think it's because I posted, that's a tip I always give to people, is if they're trying to start the YouTube channel up and you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, my only advice is to make videos you want to make, and make videos that other people want to watch, which sounds so cliche, right? Make things that people want to watch, right? That's really it. You gotta put up videos that people want to find. Like the first video I made for Modern Warfare 3 was, it was a Moab gameplay. It wasn't even an actual Moab. It was a Moab in a private match. I made it very clear that it was in a private match. I just want to see what it was like, because back then, like, the Call of Duty community, it wasn't so in-depth as what it is today. There weren't people playing the game, months and months early. There weren't, these conferences and all these things happening like we're having with Black Ops 3, where we're learning so much information on Black Ops 3. It wasn't like that in Modern Warfare 3. So there was like this hush-hush rumor about the Moab in that game. And I remember the very first video I did, it was like a minute and a half long video saying, hey, so I'm here in a private match and getting a 25 kill streak just to see what happens. Like, oh, cool, here's a Moab. Let's call this in. We call it in. It's kind of like a nuke, but it's, of course, a Moab, and it's a bit different, and of course EMP is the other team, and makes the map change and look all red and stuff. And that was like the first video, and that video is like 700,000 views now, something along those lines. I could actually check. Going over to my YouTube channel here. Again, this is probably going to be a very long, relaxed episode of Dear Nero. But go to the videos here, sort by... No, we don't want to sort by that. We want to sort by most popular. And yeah, that particular video is at 679,000 views, which is pretty crazy. I mean, you can see right from the thumbnail it's in a private match, but still, that's pretty cool that ended up happening to me that way. So yeah, I think to go back to the question, I kind of went on with how did you start your YouTube channel thing. To go back to the question, do I plan on doing anything special for the birthday of NerosCinema, turning 4 years old tomorrow? I think I'm just not going to post a video, just take the day off of posting and just kind of reflect like I was right there. Just kind of look through some old videos, watch some old stuff, and I don't know, I really like it. But again, happy birthday to you, Fisher. That's definitely awesome that you were born on the same day that I just so happened to make NerosCinema. That's pretty insane. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I know you said you were almost blown away with Star Wars Battlefront's E3 demo. My question to you is, when it comes out, do you think you'll do videos on it like you do for Call of Duty? You don't need to answer this question on Dear Nero. Simple reply would be appreciated. Keep up the great work. Rajad from Bosnia. So will I be posting up Star Wars Battlefront? So here's the thing, and this is something I think a lot of people, they kind of get this misconception about people's YouTube channels and the idea of being able to post like what you want and whatever you want. And I think it really comes down to you build a certain audience on YouTube, and that certain audience wants to see a certain thing. Now, Star Wars Battlefront, I could probably post up some videos of it here on NerosCinema, but I don't think long term that's what I'll end up doing here on the channel, because the majority of people that watch NerosCinema are here for Call of Duty. One of the things that can really kind of make or break a channel, some people, they kind of make their channel based on one thing, and for me that one thing has been Call of Duty, and other times they try to add in other stuff to it, and it can either make their channel do very well because people like that variety, or it can just kind of kill their channel because a lot of people don't want to see that stuff. They want to see what they originally came to the channel for, right? So it's really this really tricky thing. Of course, on the channel here, I posted Red Dead Redemption, I've done Titanfall, I've done Battlefield, I've done a lot of Battlefield actually, a little bit of Gears of War back in the day, like I said, and I've done stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's always been primarily a Call of Duty channel, and I think that's going to stay the same. Maybe I will still do some Star Wars Battlefront stuff when it first comes out, but I think the majority of it will probably be over on Nero's Let's Plays. That's what I've always kind of done, is I like to maintain NerosCinema as the Call of Duty channel that everyone subscribes for and everyone comes to, and they know what to expect here, and Nero's Let's Plays is kind of this other channel, which was originally made, actually, back in 2012, I want to say, when I initially partnered with Machinima, right? Machinima was the first and only network partner I've ever had here on YouTube, and when I initially signed a contract with them, they said I had the option to sign another channel as well, like a backup channel or secondary channel. It was very popular back in the day for people to have backup channels, and I didn't have one. I was like, oh, I guess I'll make one, and I made one like Nero's Let's Plays, and I'm like, okay, so there's my other channel, it's Nero's Let's Plays, there it is. And it's like, okay, I had this new channel, and I started posting like Pokemon playthroughs. That's what I originally did with it is the channel was going to be nothing but playthroughs of older games that I really enjoyed playing. Like the first playthrough was Pokemon Fire Red. I played through that. Then we did Pokemon Ruby. We did a bit of Pokemon Soul Silver, Pokemon Yellow, a lot of Pokemon games because I was a big Pokemon fan growing up, and we did that. And we've also done a ton of Borderlands over there. We've done DayZ. We've done lots of custom zombies. We're doing a lot of that lately. Just again going back to Borderlands, just a ridiculous amount of Borderlands, some Minecraft, lots of Minecraft hardcore survival stuff. Just really anything and everything that I would want to play or post, I just put up there on Nero's Let's Plays. It's like, look, I don't take this channel super seriously like I do Nero Cinema. I just post up games for fun. It's all live Let's Play stuff, and if you guys like that kind of stuff, here it is. It has its own delineated space over here. Like, this is Nero Cinema. This is where you can find all the Call of Duty stuff that you initially found me for, and here's Nero's Let's Plays, which is just like literally everything else all thrown together, right? That's the difference between those two channels. So I will probably do some Star Wars Battlefront stuff when it actually comes out. Definitely be interested because it looked really cool. It looked like a very fun game, but I think the majority of it is going to be going for on Nero's Let's Plays after those first few initial videos end up coming up. I'll probably make it very clear in those videos, like, hey, if you want to see some more gameplay, like Let's Plays of it, maybe if there's a story mode, like a Let's Play of that, or just live multiplayer gameplay and stuff like that, maybe playing with friends or subs or something like that, they'll probably be over on Nero's Let's Plays, that kind of idea. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, if you remember just a couple months ago when the Black Ops 3 Ember trailer was released, there was a Tumblr page that was found. Do you think anyone has found out any information about Dr. Salem or the campaign? And if you think anyone has found anything, what do you think it will be about? Sincerely, Colby from Arizona. So Colby, no, none of that stuff is relevant. None of it makes any sense. I've talked about it before, man. It makes no sense. They gave us all these Snapchats, right? They initially updated Black Ops 2, add in that add a friend on Snapchat thing into the game, and then en masse, everybody starts adding Call of Duty on Snapchat. Then they started sending out these teasers, and these teasers were, you know, short little videos. That's really what they were, short little videos or pictures that you could maybe change around some things, like if you change around the coloring on this, or you get rid of all the color and, you know, take the saturation down to 0, then suddenly like a name will appear in the sky or stuff like that. They gave us a lot of encrypted messages, right? And they tried to really kind of, they were teasers for the most part, and they really got people hyped for the game. It was a fantastic idea for a marketing campaign. I don't think anybody's denying that. I loved it personally. I covered it every time a new Snapchat came out. I played them, you know, from the very first one that they put out to the very last one that they put out, and showed them all together in one timeline so you guys could see maybe a story they're trying to put together there. But the thing about it is, none of it makes any sense, and we're just kind of waiting like, okay, so maybe they'll put out some more, and it'll kind of give us an idea of what they were really trying to go with. But no, they haven't done that. They actually gave us the multiplayer reveal trailer, right? We've seen gameplay of the game. We've seen a lot of stuff that's in Black Ops 3. Of course, not really the campaign. We've seen a lot of stuff that there is there in Black Ops 3, but none of it makes any sense in relation to the Snapchats that were sent out, the websites that were sent out, the secret Tumblr with the password that you could get into. It just, none of it makes any sense. None of it ties together. It's so confusing. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some time before Black Ops 3 actually comes out. We have several months. We have almost half a year, in fact, before it actually comes out. We got July, then we got August, then we got September, then we got October, and not really half a year. We got just over 4 months before it actually comes out. So one is going to assume that with the beta, as well as just other things that are coming out like Gamescom and as well as Comic-Con, we're going to be seeing hopefully some more information about that, and hopefully all of it's going to tie together. Maybe it has something to do with zombies. That's definitely a big popular theory, myself included. I thought it was a really good theory that the idea of all those things put together had something to do with the zombies in the game and the story with the zombies, because so far it just doesn't seem to make any sense in terms of like this whole futuristic cybernetic robot Black Ops super soldier thing that they're going with. It's just it is so confusing. It is so confusing, but I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about it and seeing how they tie in together. I think that would be definitely pretty nice. Next question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, it's a quite generic question, but what animal do you prefer as a pet? A dog, a cat, a fish, a bird, a hamster, or a bunny? Anthony from California. So Anthony, I've had dogs and cats traditionally. Growing up, we had a couple dogs. We had a Rottweiler, whose name was Ben. We had a Great Pyrenees, which are beautiful dogs, whose name was Buford. We had, my grandparents, of course, had dogs, and we also had a bunch of cats, right? We've always had cats, and the kind of cats always changed. There were some of them were gray, some of them little more tiger cats. They bred a lot, and there was just a lot of cats growing up. And so throughout the majority of my life, I've had dogs or cats. I was never really into fish or birds or hamsters or rabbits or snakes or really anything like that. Ferrets, I had a friend that had a ferret. Those things smell if you don't wash them. Those things just start to smell. Oh, wait a minute. Now I think about it, I had a rat at one point, actually, but we'll talk about that here in a moment. So for the most part, I've always been a dog or a cat person. And right now I have cats because cats are easy, man. Cats are they're easy to take care of. If there's food in their bowl, right, and there's cold water in their dish, and there's a clean litter box, they basically take care of themselves, right? Whereas a dog is a bit more work, it's a bit more high effort. As a YouTuber, somebody just sits here at my computer all day, having to go walk a dog or having to go take the dog outside or just those little added things are just the reason that's holding me back from actually getting a dog. But I do think I want one. I think in the coming years or so, I'm probably going to end up getting a dog. What kind of dog? I'm not entirely sure. I really like huskies. I really like husky dogs. The thing about them is they're very energetic dogs, and they won't need to have like a big yard to be able to run around outside. And will I end up getting a bigger yard? I don't know. Will I be moving into a different place where I get a bigger yard or something like that? I don't know. Who knows? That's entirely possible, but you're gonna have to walk that dog a lot more. It's just not it's not the kind of dog that's just going to like sit here in my house all day. And of course they bark sometimes and you have to train them, as compared to a cat where it's just like, yeah, there's food there, there's water there, and the litter box is over there. So yeah, we'll see you later. It's like cats can take care of themselves, as well as, you know, they're very nice. They come up there and they lay with you when you're watching TV or what have you. So I've always liked cats, but I do like the idea of a dog, but a dog is going to be a lot more responsibility than a cat. So right now I just have cats. And to cover on the old story, so at one point I did have a rat. So I went to a family reunion, right? It was a family reunion, and we go to this flea market down there by the family reunion pretty often. We stay there for the whole weekend down there in the cabin, and there's a flea market down there that runs on the weekend. And so down there at that flea market, which, you know, the whole family goes to every single year, this is something to do, go see stuff. I haven't really bought anything there because when you're a kid, going to that flea market was amazing. Like, they have Pokemon cards there, and they have like airsoft guns, which are really crappy ones, but they have airsoft guns, and they have fireworks, and you have all these things. So when you're a kid, it's like, oh, this is the greatest place ever. But as you get older, it's like, there's nothing here that I would really want. But one year I went down there and there was a rat. There was actually multiple rats. They had a bunch of rats that you could buy as a pet, and they're like, oh yeah, they're very friendly. And like, the guy had the rat walking around on his shoulder when I started talking to him. I'm like, that's so cool. And he puts the rat on my shoulder. It's a little white rat with a black like mask on its face almost, and I called it Jason because it had a mask, right? And I was always into the Friday the 13th movies. And so he just walked around on my shoulder, and he didn't bite or scratch you or anything. He was just really cool. You could hold him in your hand. He would just kind of sit there. You could put him on your shoulder. He'd walk around. You could do whatever. He was just a really cool rat. And so I'm like, I'm buying this. I don't even remember how much it was. I think it was like $10 or something. I'm like, I'm buying this rat. Whatever. I don't care what it costs. I'm buying this rat. And so I take it back to the cabin. Of course, everybody freaks out. And I think I was maybe 16, maybe 17 at the time. So I go up to my mom and I was like, look at this rat. She's like, there's no way you're bringing that home. You're not keeping this rat. I'm like, oh, I will. I'm definitely keeping this rat. I will take care of this rat. This rat is my new best friend. And so I took the rat home, and it was kind of my best friend for a bit. It was pretty cool. But the thing about rats is they can jump. Did you guys know rats can jump like really high? So if you want to have a rat, you need to have like a full-on like a cage for them, pretty much. Like what we did is I just had like a fish tank, and I put the rat in there. I'm like, yeah, that'll be fine. And it was fine for a little bit, but as it got older, it learned to jump, and it would jump out of the cage and get lost in my room, because my room used to be really, really filthy. And so the rat was like lost in my room for like a week, and then I eventually found it, and eventually got to the point where it's like, this rat is a lot of work, so I let it go outside. And I didn't just like take it outside and like let it be. I took it down. There's this well way out in the country, and we took it down there where it's kind of like an rural area, in that there are people around there, but it's also like kind of out in the country at the same time, where it's not gonna get like eaten by like cats. So yeah, we let it out down there. Probably ended up dying, now I think about it. I don't know, but yeah, it was a lot of work, that rat, and he bit me one time. I think it was a jerk. I was holding it, right? So I go to my brother. I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna hold the rat, can you clean out his cage, right, at the sink in the bathroom? I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna lay here on the floor. I'm gonna hold the rat on my chest, just pet it, keep him calm while you clean his cage. He's like, sure. So I'm laying down on the ground, and I've got this rat on my chest, and I ended up sitting there petting it, and it starts crawling up my chest, like towards my neck area. Picture me just laying down, and start crawling up towards my neck, and then it keeps on going till it goes up to my left ear, and it bites onto my left earlobe, like the very bottom where people would pierce their ears. Bit onto that, and I'm like, crap! So I quickly jolt up, and he's teeth are like sinking into my earlobe, and it's hanging off of me like an earring. I'm like, you evil thing. Eventually I got to let go. And I don't think it intended to hurt me, but it really hurt me. So it was like, you jerk, you know. That was one of the things, that was one of the reasons that kind of made me want to get rid of him, as well as I also had cats in the house, you know, and it was always kind of hard because they would like detect that there was a rat in there and were always trying to get in my room. I couldn't have them come into my room, and it was kind of just a big deal. But yeah, that's my story about the rat and my answer to your question about what kind of animals I prefer. Next question, he's gonna write, Dear Nero, would you say that the Elgato is a good product to capture gameplay? If not, what is a good capture card? This person not leave his or her name. I actually have a video here on YouTube. It's called How to Start YouTube. Basically, it tells you everything you know about starting your own YouTube channel, everything in terms of equipment and just general tips as to starting your own YouTube channel and partnerships and stuff like that. Do I recommend the Elgato? I recently, I don't know if recently would be the right phrase. It's been well over a month, I would say, maybe even 2 months. It's been a while. I've had the Elgato HD60. It's a new capture card that I purchased. Before that, I used the AverMedia Live Gamer HD, which I like that card. It works pretty well. But the reason I actually upgraded to the Elgato HD60 is because it actually does 1080p 60 frames per second. If you guys watch any of my Advanced Warfare gameplay here on my channel, and usually the videos are going to be posted up in 1080p and 60 frames per second, you can see that there's a very good quality there, and I love the quality that comes from that as compared to the AverMedia Live Gamer HD. It can do 1080p, but it has to do 60 frames per second, and it's like there's a little bit less quality there than with the Elgato. Just the Elgato in general has better quality, I would say. Is it a good product to capture gameplay? I'd say yeah, I like it. A lot of people really like the fact that it can like passively, I don't know what they call it. I'm sure there's a term for it, but I always go with my own words on this. It has like this passive recording feature. So basically, you turn on your Xbox. I'm just using Xbox as an example. You turn on your capture card, you turn on your Xbox, and you know you'll be able to click record if you would like to, or you can just sit there and not click record, and it's like passively recording in the background. And you can like, oh, that was kind of a cool thing. So you can like rewind your passive recording and go back and start recording that one little section or what have you. It's kind of like a rewind feature, and while still not recording, which is kind of neat. But at the same time, it does keep all of those passive recordings in the background. They are put into a folder on your computer, and you gotta keep track of that, otherwise it's gonna fill up your hard drive pretty quickly. So I don't use that a whole lot. I basically, every time a game starts, I click record. When the game's over, I click stop record, and I do it that way. If it was a bad game, I'll delete the file later on or something like that. That's how I've always done it. But yeah, the Elgato is a good capture card, the HD60 anyway. I haven't tried out the other ones, as well as the AverMedia Live Gamer HD are also pretty good. But one upside I'd say to the Elgato HD60 is it's an external capture card, and it runs on USB. So you just basically take it, you take the USB plug, and you plug it in the back of your computer. Bam, you're done. Not hard, GG, right? It's pretty good. Whereas AverMedia Live Gamer HD, you have to actually open up your computer and attach it to your graphics card. So for some people, that could be a hassle, but for other people, not so much. Next question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, I'm trying to write a book as a hobby over the summer, so my question to you is, what is your favorite book to this day? Sincerely, Ethan from New England. So Ethan, let me grab a drink here. I'm starting to get a little parched. Ah, this is so delicious. It's Arnold Palmer Light, half and half, iced tea and lemonade. I don't even necessarily want it to be light, but it's the only kind I can find. There's no like normal non-light version I found anyway. But this thing is delicious. I'm like pretty much addicted to this tea. It's like half iced tea, half lemonade. It's amazing. Definitely recommend it. It's usually like $1 for like a giant bottle. It's crazy. I love this stuff. But to answer your question, what is my favorite book of all time? What is the favorite book I've ever had? I've read one book in my life. That book is Where the Red Fern Grows. I'm sure you guys have also read it because it was required in my school, and chances are it was required in a lot of schools. Really sad book, but at the same time, a very good book. That's the only book I've ever read front to back, and it was very good. See, I like reading. See, part of me likes reading because when you're reading a book, as compared to like a movie or a TV show or something like that, you get so much more from the book. Because part of it is you can imagine everything in your head. Everything is as you would want it. When they're describing the main character, that main character in your head looks however you want the main character to look, right? I think that's a really cool thing. They describe a house, they describe an area, the setting, the scenery. You can picture it all in your head, and it can be whatever you want it to be, as compared to somebody else's artistic vision, along with a movie and a TV show and stuff like that. As well as movies and TV shows, they have to leave out a lot as compared to the book, where they can put in every last little minute detail, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's the only book I've ever read because I have been a gamer for like my entire life, right? And I've always found that I really enjoy the storytelling narrative that we get from video games as compared to like movies or TV shows or things like that. So in terms of like TV shows, a lot of people love watching a lot of TV shows like Breaking Bad. People talk about Breaking Bad as if it's this amazing thing, and Orange is the New Black is a newer example that people are really seeming to enjoy. Me personally, I watched The Walking Dead because I tried it one day and I got hooked. I love the story, I love the characters, really into it, really enjoying The Walking Dead. But for the most part, I don't watch TV. You know, I just don't. I don't watch television. I can't even remember the last time I did. Growing up, I watched a lot of television, a lot of Nickelodeon back in the 90s, you know, Rugrats and Angry Beavers and Hey Arnold, and I'm just trying to think of all like the classic 90s shows. Yeah, Rocket Power, that was like early 2000s, but still, that was a freaking amazing show. Loved that show. And I would watch that stuff growing up, but after I got kind of more into gaming, you know, once I started getting, like, once I got my Xbox 360, really, I would say it was like kind of like the turning point for me, where I started looking towards games for my story. You know, I love being able to interact and stuff. And for me, something about watching television, even to another extent movies, because I don't watch a lot of movies either, it just isn't as entertaining to me as a game, because with a game, you can experience a really cool story or a really cool narrative, but you can you're actually experiencing it, you're actually engaging with it, as compared to, you know, if you're watching a TV show or you're watching a movie, you're sitting down or even reading a book, you're sitting down and you're just having somebody tell you a story or show you a story, whereas in a video game, you're kind of experiencing it, you're actually playing with it and manipulating it. And I always thought video games were a lot better of a system for that, so I've always really enjoyed that. So I like the idea of reading and what you can do with it, but it takes a lot of time. And for me, I think it's almost safe to say I'm borderline addicted to video games at this point. Like, I just love playing video games, and, you know, every free moment, you know, my job is literally playing video games, and when I'm not doing stuff for YouTube, I'm also playing video games. I just really enjoy video games, and whether it's a story mode or it's a strategy game or it's a multiplayer game or what have you is going on with it, I just love playing video games. And so I don't actually spend a lot of time watching television, reading, or watching movies. I just play a lot of video games. And but it's also awesome that you say that you're trying to write a book as a hobby over the summer. That's really, really cool. The amount of creativity it would take to write a book, that would be insane. I really hope it goes well for you. I hope you finish it. Maybe it can get published. That would be awesome. I would definitely love to hear what ends up happening with that. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I heard that you play World of Warcraft. I left the game a while ago, but I wanted to know what characters do you do, and do you raid, and do you play on Horde or Alliance? From Phoenix in California. So Phoenix, I play Horde. I mainly play a Goblin Rogue because it's fun. Goblins are awesome. And do I raid? Yeah, I've been doing a lot of raiding in Warlords. For people that do play WoW, I'm 7 out of 7 normal for High Maul. I am 5 of 7 heroic for High Maul, I would say. I don't think I've done the last 2 bosses on heroic. But then again, we moved on to Blackrock Foundry. In Blackrock Foundry, I'm 10 out of 10 normal and 7 out of 10 heroic. And then the new raid that came out, Hellfire Citadel, I'm like 3 of 10. We've done 3 of the bosses. I do have a guild. We're very casual. What's actually interesting is no one in that guild knows I do YouTube. That's the coolest thing. They have no idea who I am. They call me by my in-game character name. We're on Ventrilo, just talking to each other, playing the game and what have you, and none of them know who I am. They don't know I do YouTube. They don't know that about NerosCinema or anything. To me, or to them, I'm just the goblin. I'm the little goblin rogue, you know, and I just play, and it's fun. I really enjoy the game. It's a whole lot of fun playing that. But I would have a feeling that if I weren't in the guild that I'm in, and if I weren't raiding, I probably wouldn't even play WoW, because aside from raiding, I can't really find like a lot about the game that I would really like. But I do really enjoy the raiding aspect of it. But yeah, so I do occasionally get WoW questions, because I occasionally mention that I do like to play WoW, and yeah, I do occasionally. I like the raid. I do like the raid a lot, and I do play a Goblin Rogue for the most part. But I also like to play like I think I have a Tauren Warrior, an Orc Hunter, and a Tauren Druid are the other classes I play. But mainly I just play my Goblin Rogue. Next question, and this one's very long. It's not even really as much of a question as much as it is just like a really, really cool story followed up by a question. So bear with me here, it's a very long one. He's going to rate, Dear Nero, I don't think you realize what you mean to me. Of course, I'm just a fan. I'm neither your stalker or lover, but I've been watching you for God knows how long. I always look forward to your videos, and you make me smile. I remember a few years ago, your videos helped alleviate my slight depression. I cannot say anything for any of your other fans, but your opinion and insight on life means a lot to me. On a recent Dear Nero, you talked of you quitting smoking and talking through it. I reflected that in my real life in ways of eating. I'm I'm a little overweight, and after watching that video, I've gone forth and lost 10 plus pounds, and I feel better, and I'm changing my life. So I'm asking that you think about everybody's life that you have touched every freaking day. I'm not an emotional person, but I was almost in tears writing this because of the beauty of one person in another part of America touching me and kind of changing my childhood. Granted, I am 17. See, I haven't picked up saying granted from watching your videos. So to the question, my World at War isn't working. It just sort of keeps getting minimized every time I open it. I tried re-downloading Steam and clearing the Activision folder and my app data folder, and it doesn't work. I really want to play Zombies again because you seem to have so much fun while playing it. And yeah, my name is Musaver from Texas, although I was born in Pakistan. That message was awesome. I really enjoyed reading through that question. It's more of a message with a question thrown at the end of it, but I really enjoyed reading through that. I'm really happy to hear that I was able to help you with your depression. And believe it or not, I actually get that a lot. I have a lot of people sending me messages, or even they send me things on Twitter or what have you, just saying that I've helped with their depression. I've helped them out of a bad situation just by doing YouTube, playing video games, posting up videos here that people find entertaining, which is insane. It's by far my favorite part about YouTube. It's the fact that I'm actually able to have an impact on people's lives. As you grow on YouTube, you can affect the lives of more people, and that's the craziest part. And it's so easy. It is so easy here on the internet, and I am guilty of it myself. I will be the first to admit it. When you look at a view count on a YouTube video, you look at the number of comments, number of likes, number of favorites, or if you're on social media, on Facebook or on Twitter, or you're playing a video game or what have you, it's so easy over the internet to look at these things as if they're numbers and not as if they were actual people. That's so easy to do. But in reality, at the end of the day, these are actual people. When I post up a YouTube video, right? Let's say I post up a YouTube video and it gets under 10,000 views. I may be actually disappointed. Like, I got under 10,000 views. Like, what was wrong with the video? Did people not like the topic? Was the thumbnail bad? Like, what was wrong? What did I do wrong here? Is that something, was that just not interesting? Like, what's happening here? And at the end of the day, I'm thinking about the views. But in reality, if 9,000 people took the time to watch my video, it's like, that's 9,000 people that took the time to watch my video, I don't usually pay too much attention to views. I don't usually care too much about that because it's so awesome that many people around the world have taken the time to watch my videos. I've gotten so many great messages. You talked about how I've helped you alleviate your depression. I've gotten so many messages in my inbox from people that their parents are going through divorces, or they had to move to a new school, or they had to move to a new country, or a family member died, a parent has died, a brother or sister has died, and I get messages from these people saying that while it was a really tough part of their life, I was able to make that part of their lives a little bit better just by posting up YouTube videos. Just playing Call of Duty, playing video games, and just putting out this positive vibe out into the world. It has helped other people. They're having a bad time. They go home after school, after work, what have you. They check YouTube, then bam, just like as sure as the sun rises, there's a video from NerosCinema in their sub box. It's ready to go, ready for them to watch, and hopefully ready for them to enjoy. And that's my favorite part about YouTube. I love that. And of course, I don't post every day. I was kind of overly dramatic with that. As sure as the sun rises, NerosCinema's gonna post a video, because I don't post every single day. I mean, I'm not even gonna post a video tomorrow. It's actually the 4-year anniversary of NerosCinema. Man, I'm taking the day off. It's gonna be awesome. I'm just gonna sit back, reflect, watch a lot of old videos, and just kind of think about where I've come from, and where I'm going. I think I'm gonna take a lot of time to reflect tomorrow. But I'm very happy that I'm able to affect so many people, and I think that's the best part about being a YouTuber. And I'm sure that if you ask any other YouTubers, that's one of their favorite aspects as well, is the actual impact they can have on people's lives. And I'm sad to say that there's YouTubers out there, and of course no names, but there's other YouTubers out there whose job is to be negative. Like, they're super negative people all the time. It's like, why are you putting out so much negative vibes into the world? Now you should be putting out positivity, because people, they want to see positivity from you. They want you to be happy. They want to be happy. They want to be entertained. Just put out some positive vibes. Be a good person. Be a happy person in the world. That's what I like to do here on the internet. That's what I love to do. And I'm so happy that I'm able to help other people in their lives who may be going through a difficult part of their lives. Because here's the thing, and I know my demographics. The majority of the people that watch my videos are between the ages of 13 to 24. The majority of them, like almost up to 60-70% of the people that watch my videos are between 13 and 24, in that range, right? And those are some tough years. I'm in those years myself. I'm only 23, right? And people that are going into high school, there are people that watch my videos, and I've gotten messages from them who are going into high school for the first year, and they're kind of nervous about that. Or there's people that they're going through puberty, which of course I think any of us can attest that is a very confusing interesting time of your life. You're going through puberty, you're going through breakups, going through relationships. They're getting to the age where there's people in their families that are dying because maybe there are people in their families who are getting a little bit older, or tragedy has struck in one way or another. And a lot of stuff happens in those years, and those people watch my videos, and I'm so happy that I'm able to add a brighter element to their day and make their lives maybe just a little bit better, even for a short time, because I understand it. Because I, as a YouTuber, am a giant fan of YouTube, and it sounds cliche to say, but I watch YouTube. I watch YouTube all the time. I'm playing video games on my second monitor. I have YouTube videos open. I watch a ton of other YouTubers, right? And they make my day awesome. I love watching podcasts. I love watching videos. I love watching machinima videos, you know, not like machinima like the people, but like funny, like video game machinimas. I love watching this stuff. I watch YouTube all the time, and those people, they make my day better, and it's awesome to know that I do the same thing for other people. I think that's the best part. And to get to your actual question, right? It's about Call of Duty World at War. I really don't know what to tell you. I really don't know. You say, oh, it keeps getting minimized every time you open it. You try to re-downloading Steam and clearing the Activision folder and clearing your app data folder, and just this doesn't seem to work. I wonder, what did you do to get your World at War? It may benefit you, and this is just my suggestion. I don't know if it would necessarily work, but maybe getting a physical copy of the game could work. I don't know. I never had to do that, but I think ultimately completely deleting World at War from your PC, and again, completely deleting Steam from your PC, maybe re-downloading Steam, and just like you did clearing the Activision folder, try deleting the Activision folder and just re-downloading all of it, and hopefully that works. If it doesn't work, I'm pretty sure you can get in contact with Steam customer service, and they can hopefully help you out with that in terms of getting that put back together. So hopefully that works out for you, man, because Custom Zombies is a ton of fun. I think we can all agree on that. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I noticed that you're on the final DLC for Borderlands on your Let's Play channel. My question is, where are you planning to play other than Hearthstone and Custom Zombies? And here's some games that I suggest that you try. Play BioShock or BioShock Infinite. You'll probably like Infinite more. From Gabe in South Dakota. So Gabe, you're wondering what other games I'm going to post on my Let's Play channel. Right now, it's primarily Borderlands 1 DLC. We're on the final DLC that is the Claptrap Robot Secret Army thing. I almost forget the name of it. It's Claptrap's New Robotic Revolution is actually the name of the DLC. It's a very long title. And so we're playing through that, trying to get through that, and that'll be like all the DLC. We have covered all the DLC for Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1. That'll be pretty cool once we get through that. But other than that, I'm posting up Hearthstone, which I love playing Hearthstone, along with Custom Zombies. Just picking Custom Zombie maps and playing through them, and, you know, usually 2 or 3 videos in every single map, just trying to get as far as I can and exploring everything there is to explore on those maps. It's really fun. I really enjoy that. But what else do I plan on doing? I like to bring variety. I do plan on going back to Game Dev Tycoon at some point, just to do like an actual, like a full stop, like do like maybe, you know, 5 more episodes of it or something like that, and actually come to a full conclusion with that game. So I kind of just left it off like almost a year ago and never continued on with it. I would like for a series that was as successful as Game Dev Tycoon to actually have you know, a definite start and a definite end. I think that would be pretty cool. So I'm gonna go back to that eventually. I'm definitely looking forward to playing some of the games we saw at E3. I'm looking forward to Fallout 4. I'm looking forward to Doom, specifically the Bethesda games, as well as I picked up a lot of games for the Steam Summer Sale. I don't know what I'm necessarily going to do with them. I'm yet to try all of them, but I'm going to be putting up some of them here on the Let's Play channel. I'm going to be doing Wolfenstein: The New Order, which was, I know it's an older game. It's so right up my alley. It's, you know, it's an alternate reality World War II kind of a game, and a lot of people loved it. It was a fantastically reviewed game. I never played it, and I think it'd be kind of cool to play through that and see the story and just, you know, play the game that was so hyped up last year, but I just couldn't get over playing Call of Duty to actually, you know, try it. So I'm probably gonna do Wolfenstein: New Order. There's a new Wolfenstein game. What's it called? A New Blood, something like that. That's kind of like it's like a prequel, I suppose, to the New Order. I'll probably play through that as well, assuming I like the first Wolfenstein game, as well as just random things. I can actually open up my Steam right now and tell you all the games that I actually have on Steam right now. So these are the games I actually have on Steam. All right, and of course I've actually posted up some of these before, but these are just all the games I actually have currently on Steam. Banished, looking forward to trying that out. Borderlands, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty World at War, Cities Skylines. Might do a playthrough of that. I mean, it's such a fun game, but I don't know. Maybe it's more of a live stream style game, and of course I don't really live stream much. But Counter-Strike Global Offensive, DayZ, Dear Esther. I've had that, like, I think that was gifted to me by Foxhound, like, as soon as I got Steam. I never actually even downloaded it. But The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Empire Total War One Day West. I don't even actually have that. That's just something that shows up by by Steam. Fallout New Vegas, Game Dev Tycoon, Gary's Mod, Guns of Icarus Online, Left 4 Dead 2, Medieval Total War, that's another Steam thing. Payday the Heist, I have that apparently. Prison Architect, I have that. Civilization 5, love that game. I don't think it's a very good YouTube game though, because the games literally last like 8 hours each. It's pretty insane. Like for one match, you may not even win, so it's kind of crazy. Civilization Beyond Earth, I really didn't like it as much as I like Civ 5. Sniper Elite V2, Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army, which I did a full playthrough here on NerosCinema of with my friend Foxhound. Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 2, Stalingrad, which is an RTS game that looks pretty good. The Stanley Parable, Super Amazing Wagon Adventure, which could be fun. Might just do that just for laughs. It could be pretty great. Tales from the Borderlands, episode 3 of that is actually come out. I should probably go ahead and do that, but I like to put all the Tales from the Borderlands episodes into one video, so it's gonna be like a 2.5 hour long video, and it takes a long time to record that all in one sitting, and then of course render it and upload and stuff. So I'm putting that off a little bit, but I'm going to be doing it. This War of Mine, I've heard great things about it. Apparently that game is ultra depressing, but at the same time it's just amazingly put together. I think it'd be fun to try out. Trials Fusion. All Trials games are pretty cool. I think it'd be fun to do some Trials stuff on Nero's Let's Plays. The Walking Dead Season 2, I freaking stopped playing that. I did like episode 1 of that, episode 1 of Season 2, and never actually touched it again. I should probably go back to that sometime. Wolfenstein New Order and Wolfenstein The Old Blood. I don't have a ton of games on Steam, but those are the ones that I have, and any and all of them have the possibility of just showing up on Nero's Let's Plays if and when I decide to actually play with them. So we'll have to see. But definitely I think I'm going to be doing the Wolfenstein stuff. I will be doing the Advanced Warfare campaign, because I'm yet to actually do that. I think people would enjoy it, and yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Next question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, would you ever consider doing a video where you react to your old videos as a subscriber milestone or something? I think it would be cool to see how much your commentary has changed over the years, and plus it might introduce some of your newer subs to your old content. Keep up the great stuff as always, Chris from Texas. So I see a lot of YouTubers doing that. I may do it as well, because it is so different. Just the video quality and the audio quality and the way of speaking. I think I've definitely improved as a, shall I say, a public speaker as a YouTuber. It's weird. I'm sitting here talking about myself in a room into a microphone. It feels weird, but at the same time, it's weird because I know that this is going to be heard by thousands of people. So it's like I'm talking to thousands of people at once, but at the same time, I'm not. It's so weird. And at the same time, it's like I'm talking to you individually. It's really weird. This whole connection that we have here on YouTube, it's insane. It makes no sense. But will I ever go back and do like a react to my old videos? I think I will eventually. A lot of my older videos are really bad, and I think it'd be funny to go back and laugh at them, because I thought, because whenever you put up a new video, you think that's like the best work you've ever put out, you know, and every time you put out a new video, you think it's better than the last one you put out, and it's gonna be funny to go back to some of my older videos, things that were posted, you know, all the way back in 2011, and think, wow, I thought this was good, you know, that kind of idea. So I think it'd be cool to go back and look at that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I'll do that eventually. Next question, he's going to rate. Dear Nero, do you use a keyboard and mouse for PC gaming on World at War specifically? I recently bought World at War for PC, and I have been having many issues converting to keyboard and mouse. I have used my Xbox One controller, but it just seems boring. Do you use keyboard and mouse? And if you do, how long did it take you to get used to it? Sincerely, Tyler from Illinois. So Tyler, I do use a keyboard and mouse when I play PC games. The last time I actually used a pad, people call it, but basically the last time I plugged my 360 controller into my PC to use it was when I did my playthrough of Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army here on NerosCinema, which, how long ago was that? Let's do a quick searching of that. NerosCinema Sniper Elite. We're just going to type that in, and probably episode 1, probably the first one that pops up. There's episode 1, 2 years ago, 67,000 views. Wow, a lot of people end up finding that video, but it was on April 26th of 2013. So yeah, it was a long time ago that we did that playthrough. That was the last time I did it, because I wanted to do a playthrough of Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army, because I thought it was going to be a really cool game. It was a cool game. It was fantastic. We went all the way through it. It was great. It's really kind of Left 4 Dead style, but more of a sniper game with really awesome bullet tracking, kill cams, and stuff. I enjoyed the game, but I did it with a controller because I was really bad with the keyboard and mouse. I wanted to like not stink for YouTube, so I ended up doing it that way. But I eventually got used to playing with the keyboard and mouse. I kind of started by playing Minecraft on PC, which I think a lot of people do that. And you kind of get used to the idea, like, oh, here's W, here's A, here's S, here's D. And you kind of get used to that idea. And again, coming as somebody that like played with a controller his whole life, it can definitely be a bit of a system shock. But eventually, I kind of got used to it. And then World at War, we would play that, and we would play, custom zombies, and I kind of got a bit more used to that, and I kind of got in the swing of things with that, and I started playing other PC games. I started playing a lot of Skyrim, and I started playing Borderlands. I think Borderlands is really, at the end of the day, what kind of honed my skills, if you can call them that, 'cause I'm not very good, on the PC with a keyboard and mouse, is because Borderlands itself it's a lot like Call of Duty in that you shoot with your mouse, you move with WASD, you jump with space, you can crouch with like control or wherever you set your things to be up. You press V to melee and stuff. And since Borderlands is a PvE game, a player versus everything game, it's not necessarily PvP. I don't feel pressured like I do when I'm playing Call of Duty. When you're playing Call of Duty and it's other people, it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Or you're playing Counter-Strike or what have you. It's like my skill and how bad I am with keyboard and mouse is going to directly translate into me stinking at this game because it's an online competitive game. Whereas Borderlands is either you playing against the computer or it's you and friends playing against the computer, and there's really no pressure there. So it was a nice laid-back environment for me to learn how to play with the keyboard and mouse. So Borderlands 2 is definitely where I learned to play with the keyboard and mouse. And it took a while, I'd say. It's not day and night. Like you're gonna one day you're gonna be terrible, and the next day you're gonna be good. It's a slow transition, but if you get along with it, I think you're really gonna enjoy playing with the keyboard and mouse. I really do. So I say just stick to it, and you can get through it eventually. Again, I'm not somebody that likes to play competitive games on PC at all. I don't like to play Call of Duty on PC because I'm too comfortable with a controller as compared to a keyboard and mouse. And it's weird because you feel like you're handicapping yourself. You're like, man, if I had a controller, I would have killed that guy, So I don't like that. I don't like to play Battlefield. I have Counter-Strike, but I don't think I'm going to like it as much as playing console shooters, just because I don't think I'm going to like the idea of having to use keyboard and mouse, because I'm not very good with it. So yeah, so play games. My recommendation is just play a bunch of games on PC if you have them, but make sure it's not against other people where you feel like this pressure to be good and like outplay people and whatnot. If you're playing like zombies, like custom zombies, or you're playing Borderlands or what have you, Skyrim even, you always get naturally used to playing with a keyboard and mouse, and you can do it at your own pace, which is pretty nice. Man, talking a lot. This is a long episode. Next question. He's going to write, Dear Nero, in a previous episode, you explained that a looting system will not be in Black Ops 3. So now I'm wondering, does that mean there will be no character customization in Black Ops 3, similar to what Sledgehammer did in Advanced Warfare? Thanks for the great videos and content, Andy from California. So Andy, thank you. Thank you for complimenting my videos and calling them great. Definitely love that. Will there be no customization? There's definitely going to be customization in Black Ops 3, but it's mainly going to be towards your weapons. I don't think there's going to be a lot of character customization, because keep in mind you're going to be playing as the specialist. Now I would imagine you can customize them in one way or another. I think it'd be pretty cool if you level up your specialist. Maybe you can get like a different colored skin for them or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe even DLC skins. Who knows what they'll do with that. But there is going to be more customization in Black Ops 3 for your weapon itself, which in all honesty is a lot better. We have all these customization things for our characters in Advanced Warfare, which is all fine and dandy at the end of the day, but it only matters in the pregame lobby. It's the only place it matters. You don't see your character. It's a first-person game. You don't see your character while you're playing. You see your gloves. That's really it. You see your gloves on your character. The main thing that you're actually going to be looking at and what you should really focus your customization on is the weapon itself, and that's what they're doing with Black Ops 3. If you don't know, there's going to be a weaponsmith in Black Ops 3. There's also going to be, no, it's called a gunsmith in Black Ops 3, not or weaponsmith. It's going to be called a gunsmith. It's going to be a place where you can go ahead and you can essentially make your own weapon variants. You're not going to be able to change around the stats of the weapon whatsoever, but you're going to be able to change around the attachments, and via the paint shop, you're going to be able to add in a camo and then make your own designs on that camo and really customize the weapon itself, and you'll be able to name it and call it your own little variant and whatnot. It'll be pretty neat. But there's a lot of customization to it. So for example, let's say you want to have a foregrip on your weapon. Just for all intents and purposes, let's say you have an M8A1, right? That's the gun you're using in Black Ops 3. It's not even a gun, it's in Black Ops 3, but just go with me on this. You have your M8A1. Let's say you want to put a foregrip on there. Well, let's say there's going to be, 4 different kinds of foregrips. They all do the same thing. They all give you the exact same benefits. They're not going to be different like they are in Battlefield. They're all going to give you the same benefit, but they just look cosmetically different. There's going to be 4 different kinds to choose from. Let's say you want a red dot sight. There's going to be multiple kinds of red dot sights. Let's say you want an adjustable stock. There's going to be multiple kinds of adjustable stocks. Again, they all do the same thing, but they all look visually different to make your gun really feel like it's your own. And of course, you get to add your camo to it and then make your own camo on top of that. There's going to be a lot of customization in Black Ops 3 for your weapon itself, but probably not as much for your character. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, so I, like many people, am a complete Fallout nerd, and I love to know the lore to it and have several thousand hours to Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, and New Vegas, and come November, I'll be investing thousands more into Fallout 4, so I decided to spend my money on the Pip-Boy Collector's Edition and get myself that badass Pip-Boy. So I was wondering if you thought that things like the Collector's Edition to games and whatnot that give you little knickknacks are a waste of time or not. Thanks, Zane from Missouri. So Zane, I totally think they're not a waste of time. I actually am in love with the idea of, like, gaming paraphernalia, right? So I have, right now, I'm actually currently wearing a t-shirt from the Elder Scrolls Online. When I was into that game, I was playing it a bunch. I was part of the Aldmeri Dominion. That was the faction I chose, so I'm wearing the Aldmeri Dominion t-shirt that you can get from the Bethesda store. I'm wearing that right now. Like, I have some Borderlands shirts, like the Malawan t-shirt. I have that as well. I like gaming-related stuff like that. You know, posters you can put up on the wall and you get them framed and whatnot. I always love that kind of stuff. And if you're into Fallout and it's something you really like, there's nothing wrong with being the collector's edition because it's all collector's items, right? There's nothing wrong with that idea. So I would totally get that if I were into Fallout. I might get it myself even because I know I'm going to get Fallout 4. Maybe I want to get the collector's edition so I get the cool little Pip-Boy and then I can have the Pip-Boy. I'm honestly to the point where I'm thinking it's a lot of money, but it's something I think would be so cool of buying, like, I think they're like $300, maybe even more, but a Game Boy Color, an original Game Boy Color, still sealed, still in the box. I'm thinking about buying one of them, like, off of eBay just to put on my shelf as like a display piece. Like, you know, some people at their houses, you know, on their mantle they'll have pictures, or they'll have like maybe if they're a hunter they'll have like the deer head like over there on the wall, or they just have like stuff on display in their home. I want to just decorate my home with that. I think that would be pretty cool. So I think I might get that. Maybe not though. I've been kind of tossing around the idea of it, but it's like $300 for something I'm just gonna put on like a mantle. Like, I don't know if I would want to do that, but still I love that idea. And yeah, I definitely think collector's editions, stuff like that, if you want to pay the extra money and you like the thing that you're going to get, why not? I mean, who am I to say that that's a bad idea? Next question, he's gonna rate. Dear Nero, when are you getting your PlayStation 4 and are you going to add subs? AJ from California. So I'm getting this question a lot. Ever since I announced that, yes, I will be getting a PlayStation 4 because I want to participate in the Black Ops 3 beta as soon as possible, as well as I would like to play the Black Ops 3 DLC as soon as possible, because of course I want to make videos of it here for YouTube. As soon as I announced that, I've been getting bombarded with questions every day on social media, like on Facebook or on Twitter, as well as here in my YouTube messages. Nero, when are you getting a PlayStation 4 and are you going to add people? Yes, I'm going to add people to my account. I'll add anybody and everybody that sends me a friend request on that account. But I will not be getting the PS4 today. You know, people keep asking me that, like, where are you getting your PS4? Are you getting it today? Are you getting it tomorrow? Are you getting it next week? So I think they just really want to, like, they just want to get on the friends list as soon as possible, which is understandable, I suppose, but I really have no ETA on when I'm buying the PlayStation 4. Probably once we get a little bit closer to the actual beta itself, that's probably when I'll go out and purchase my PlayStation 4. You know, I'm getting it, honestly, for the sole purpose of playing Black Ops 3's beta, as well as playing Black Ops 3 DLC when it comes out. There's also some other games that are exclusive to the PS4 that I may want to play, like MLB The Show has been a game I've been wanting to play for a while because Xbox has not, now damn it, Xbox itself has not gotten a good proper baseball game in like ever. MLB The Show has always been fantastic on the PlayStation games. You see the videos of it, you see people playing it, you see the trailers and the gameplay and the commercials for it. It looks so good. But, you know, the Xbox versions of baseball games have always been terrible. So I may actually get that as well, along with other stuff. Like, I've been kind of wanting to play, like, The Last of Us and stuff like that anyway. So it's like, yeah, maybe I'll play that as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to my PS4, but it's just not something that's on the top of my priority list right now. I'm probably going to end up purchasing it somewhere closer to when the Black Ops 3 beta comes out. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, since you like World War II, I wonder, what is your favorite gun from that time period? Also, let's go a little bit further into that question. Which would you like to be in that time period? A sniper, B, an infantry soldier, or C, a paratrooper? Jack from West Virginia. P.S. Mine is the Car 98K, and I would like to be a sniper. So Jack from West Virginia. Okay, so first and foremost, first things first, what are my favorite guns from that time period? You asked my favorite guns specifically? Specifically, I'd probably say it would be the Thompson. I love the Thompson. I love watching it in movies. I love watching videos of people shooting them on YouTube. I like just everything about it, man. I think the Thompson is just one of the coolest, most recognizable, one of the most unique weapons ever. It's so fantastic, and I love it. But I also have a lot of other guns from World War II that I really enjoy, and I'd say my top three would be Thompson #1, Mosin Nagant #2. I actually own a Mosin Nagant, which is pretty cool. It's the infantry version. It's not like the sniper rifle version, but it's an infantry version, as well as the M1 Grand. It's such a cool, unique weapon. weapon. I love the M1 Garand. I like watching videos of people just shooting the M1 Garand. They finally get through the mag and it's like, ding! And it just pops out. It's so cool. It's such a unique weapon. I love it. I love the history behind it. Super expensive those things are, because I looked into buying one, but man, those things are like several thousand, so it's like, I don't like them that much. But yeah, so those are the weapons I think are the coolest from World War II. And what would I like to be in that time period? Probably the one that would get me the least chance of dying, so probably the sniper. Now, here's the thing about a sniper in World War II. If they caught you as a sniper, things were probably pretty bad for you. They wouldn't just usually kill you. They'd probably mess you up a bit first. But I think I'd want to be a sniper over, if I had to pick, okay, so Nero, you're going back in time, you're going into World War II, you're going to be one of these three things. You're going to be an infantry soldier, you're going to be a sniper, or a paratrooper. I think I'd want to be a sniper for the most things considered, because I get to stay off in the distance. I mean, of course, I'm going to be like laying down in some rubble for like days at a time, and how horrible that could be, but I still think that's a bit better than like storming the beaches of Normandy. I don't think that would be very good. If I were in that group, I would be terrified, because especially if I'm like going back in the past, I know how that turns out. It'd be like, oh no, So I think the idea of being a sniper would be pretty cool. And also, do I automatically get the ability to like be a sniper? Because right now my aim with a rifle is not that good. There's no way I could ever be a sniper in real life. I'm not that accurate. But I like to shoot for fun, But the idea of being a sniper, like if I go back in time and become a sniper, do I automatically become as good as like a sniper needs to be? Because that would be pretty cool to be able to have that kind of precision with a rifle, because it's a skill. It really is, to be able to shoot that well. I think that'd be pretty cool. Next and final question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, you are rapidly approaching 350,000 subscribers. Woohoo! He has in parentheses in his message. Do you have anything planned? Callum from Scotland. So Callum, you are right. If I check my YouTube channel here, I am just over 5,000 subscribers away from 350,000, which is awesome. Super excited about that. Will I be doing anything quote-unquote special for it, like a special celebration video or what have you? Probably not, to be perfectly honest. And there's a couple reasons for that. I have done a lot of these, shall we call them celebratory videos here on YouTube. For hitting 100,000 subs, there's like a best of Nero montage. 250,000 was just a very long thank you, just discussing everything, the history of the channel, stuff like that. We did that, and of course, like whenever I would hit like these older milestones, like 500 videos on the channel, 600 videos on the channel, the 700th video on the channel. Did you guys know that last week's Dear Nero, 1 week ago, was actually my 1,700th video here on NerosCinema? Did you know that? If you guys follow me on Twitter, you probably knew that, but I didn't mention it at all, because it's getting to the point where I've hit so many milestones. In terms of like subscriber count and video number count and view count and stuff, I've hit so many of them that like trying to do like a special like celebratory thing every single time would kind of make it so they're not as special, I suppose. And at the same time, it's hard to say like, Nero, will you do something cool or something special for hitting this milestone? It's like, well, I think all my videos are special. Like, I put a lot of work in every single video, but of course I think they're talking about something different, like a montage or stuff like that, and I would like to do that, but doing it every time I hit some kind of a milestone would be pretty tough, because I hit a lot of milestones in terms of numbers pretty often. Like I said, my 1700th video was last week. Did I do anything special for 1700 videos? No. I think I'm going to try and put together something for 2000 videos, because I think that's a really cool number to hit. My 1000th video was a big deal. My 2000th video will be a big deal, and hitting 100,000 subs was a big deal, because you get up there in the 6 digits, and hitting 250,000, that's a 250,000. That was a big deal as well. So of course we did something for that. But I think the next milestones I'm actually going to try and plan for would be like 500,000 subscribers. If I freaking ever make it to that, that's like that's almost double my sub count. Keep in mind, that's like 33% of my sub count I need to gain. It's a lot to get to that point again. So I would definitely like to. I'd like to get there, but I think it'd be very hard to get there, and my voice is still going. I would like to get there, and it's going to take a lot of work, and I'm going to continue to work at it. But if I do hit 500,000 subs, I think that would be a big milestone, and something we'd have to do something really, really cool for that. Hitting 2,000 videos, I think we'd have to do something really cool for that. If I were to make it to 1 million subs, I can't even imagine what I would do if I were to ever hit 1 million subs. We'd have to do something insane for that. But yeah, those are the milestones I really kind of have planned. But like 350,000, while it's a cool number, while it's cool I got that, I don't think there's anything specific planned for that. I'll probably just try to make the best videos that I can every single day, like I have been for the last almost 4 years now. Again, ladies and gentlemen, NerosCinema turns 4 years old tomorrow, which is just insane. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys will enjoy this super long episode of Dear Nero. A very laid back, a very casual episode, but still, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice, relaxing way to do it, because I know what a lot of you guys do. I see you guys. You guys have me open up on your second monitor right now. You're listening to this while you're cleaning the house. You're listening to this while you go to bed. I read your guys' comments. You guys tell me what you do with Dear Nero and a lot of my other videos. You listen to it while you're going to bed. You download it and listen to it on your phone in the car. Like you maybe plug me into like your radio or something. I know what what you guys do. I know what you guys do. You guys tell me. That's how I know about it. But I also do it for other YouTubers as well. Like I listen to podcasts and stuff like that in my car. And I used to. It'd be weird if I did now, I think. But I used to watch other YouTubers like on my phone. I'd fall asleep watching their videos like when I was in bed, and like I was like so just into YouTube. You know, I don't do that anymore necessarily, but. I know a lot of other guys do. I know you guys do that. So right now, you have me open up on your second monitor. You have me all tabbed out while you're playing a game right now on your computer, and you're just using this as background noise. I know all of you. I'm on to you. I'm on to all of you. But still, hopefully you guys all found this as an acceptable and fun episode of Dear Nero. Episode 150. Which is pretty crazy. And I did want to do a celebratory video for episode 150 because, you know, this is a weekly series. It's 150 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. This series is going to turn 3 years old in a couple of days. I think it was 3 days. It's actually going to be, actually I have it right here on the PC. Yep, it was on July 4th of 2012 was actually the first episode of Dear Nero. So it's almost 3 years old. And if you try to do the math on that, you're going to realize, yes, I did miss a couple of weeks of Dear Nero, but very rarely do I actually miss a week of Dear Nero. So we've done this for almost 3 years now, 150 episodes, weekly Q&A, just sharing thoughts, ideas, and just feelings, I suppose, with you guys. And you guys still seem to be watching it. You still seem to enjoy it. And I thank you guys all being along for the ride. However long you've been here. You've been here since the beginning. You've been here since yesterday. I thank you guys for being here along the ride. I hope you guys all enjoy this week's episode of Dear Nero. Remember to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.